If you clicked on this video, you probably eat fast food from time to time. Like, I can't blame you. It's cheap. Or at least, it used to be cheap.
We got the large fries, back then $1.89. But now $4.99, 164% increase. Oh shit!
It's fast. I mean, one time I went to Taco Bell and I had to wait a whole hour for my Crunchwrap Supreme, and the place wasn't even that busy either. Long story short, fast food is low-key falling off. Like nowadays, I gotta pay an arm, a leg, and a sample of my own nut to purchase a medium McChicken meal.
Damn, they got them in the drive-thru, my nigga.
I saw this one post on my Instagram For You page, which literally proves how unaffordable fast food can be. Motherfuckers are out here setting up payment plans for a Costco hot dog. If I were to tell a 70-year-old white dude that people were financing Costco hot dogs in the big 2020-25, he would look me dead in my eyes and probably just tell me to get the fuck out of his country and that we're full. But I mean, if you showed this post to anyone of any Asian race, they would be shook too. Obviously, the Costco hot dog was an extreme case, and I just realized it doesn't really count as fast food. I'm actually dumb as shit for putting that in. But I have also seen other posts of people setting up payment plans for fast food. Here's one for a Chipotle burrito bowl, consisting of 4 installments of $2.87.5 a month. Like, I know that fast food prices are through the roof right now, but a 4-month payment plan is diabolical work. Like, at that point, just accept the fact that you can't afford it and just don't buy it at all. And if you're really fiending for some real authentic Mexican fast food, I don't even know, bruh. Just go to Chipotle instead of Chipotle. They probably got cheaper shit over there.
I want that one.
You want the thick thighs pussy salad?
Yeah.
Enough talking about the price of fast food. We gotta talk about the portion sizes. It might just be me, but I feel like fast food has shrunk over the years. There was this one time where I ordered some chicken tenders from KFC, and I was expecting to receive long packed with flavor. So anyways, they called out my order number, handed me my order. I headed to an empty table to sit down, and when I unboxed my order, this is what I saw. If I'm being real, I got this image straight off of Google, but by looking at the chicken tenders, it was pretty damn close to what I got. The chicken tenders looked like the shriveled up, flaccid meat of the 70-year-old white dude I was talking about earlier. Because KFC is one of my favorite fast food places, I gave them the benefit of the doubt, and I took a bite into one of the skinny ass tenders, expecting it to taste somewhat decent. And surprise, surprise, it tasted like straight monkey butt. Do you guys know the smell of cigarette smoke? The chicken tenders literally tasted how cigarettes smell. I'm probably wording that in a weird way, but I hope you guys get what I'm trying to say. The chicken tender tasted like it popped out of Santa Claus's ass after he slid down the smokiest and ashiest chimney in the neighborhood. And if you thought the bullshit ended here, then you would be very wrong. You see, I ordered a 5 chicken tender meal, and 4 of the chicken tenders were already shriveled up and dry, but at least they were kinda long and pretty similar in size. But the 5th chicken tender, I don't even know if I could even call it a tender. It was deadass a fucking crumb. When I tore that chicken tender apart, it was literally the tiniest piece of chicken coated in a thick ass layer of batter. The worker that put together my meal really saw that shit lying in the corner of the food warmer rack and was like, that shit looked like a tender to me, and had the audacity to pack it in the order. One thing I hate are stingy ass fast food workers that act like the food that they're preparing is coming out of their pocket. Like the least they could have done is just prepare a new batch of chicken tenders. Because if I pay for 5 chicken tenders, I feel like it would be, you know, pretty cool if I received 5 fucking chicken tenders. And based on how pissed I am telling the story, you're probably thinking I went up to the counter and complained about my rinky-dink, flaccid chicken tenders. But in reality, I didn't do shit. Shout out to social anxiety, bro. After this diabolical experience at KFC, I didn't really have any more problems with any of my other KFC orders. The KFC location where all this bullshit happened was probably managed and owned by a fucking, I don't even know, bruh, the 70-year-old white dude. I can shit on the quality of fast food and how it's gotten worse over the years, but I gotta talk about how difficult it must be to be a, trigger warning, employed at a fast food restaurant. And I gotta come clean to you guys. I previously, trigger warning again, used to have a job in fast food, working. Yes bro, I wasn't always a part of the unemployed gang. When it comes to the difficulty of working in fast food, I would say that it definitely isn't the easiest job in the world, but it's definitely not the hardest. You guys have maybe seen that one video by the FaZe Boys where they were debating on whether a 9 to 5 is harder than content creation, and the whole video just consisted of them rage baiting the local retirement village for 45 minutes straight. And one thing I feel like they missed out on was including a fast food worker in the lineup for the people that work 9 to 5s, because fast food is low-key the worst minimum wage job you could get. If I had to answer whether being a content creator slash YouTuber is harder than working in fast food, then stay till the end of the video for my answer.
You piece of shit!
But for now, I'ma talk about all the weird shit that has happened to me during the 3 years I've worked at this large, well-known fast food chain that I can't really mention the name of, and for the sake of this video, I'ma call the place Ronalds Burgers. My first ever shift at Ronalds Burgers was on a Friday right after school. When my shift started, they showed me around the restaurant and told me all the basic shit that I needed to know. After all the basic intro stuff, I started to learn how to prepare the chicken products. The first ever item I learned how to make was the nuggets, and it was pretty easy to make them. All you gotta do is grab a bag of nuggets, open the bag, dump them in one of the fryer baskets, drop the fryer basket in the oil, and set the cook timer for chicken nuggets, which was like 3 minutes. Before I cooked the chicken nuggets myself, the person that was training me did it first to, you know, show me an example of how to do it safely. And when it came to my turn, I dumped the frozen nuggets into the fryer basket, and right after I lowered the fryer basket into the fryer, the oil in the fryer started to pop and splatter around, and some of the oil ended up getting into my eye. When this shit happened, I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I ran over to the sink to rinse my eye. When you initially drop some frozen chicken product in the fryer, it's normal for the oil to pop and splatter just a little bit, but when I did it for the first time, that shit was splattering everywhere, bro. I think there was a chunk of ice stuck to one of the nuggets, and that's what probably made the frying oil act up in the first place. After that shit happened, I was demoralized, bro. In my mind, I was like, yo, after 3 weeks, I'm out this bitch. But my dumb ass ended up staying for 3 years. Luckily, after my first ever shift, I did not get any oil in my eye while using the fryers. And yeah, that's how my first ever shift turned out, bro. And I also forgot to mention that my first shift was only 3 hours, but that shit felt like 8 hours if I'm keeping it a buck. This next story isn't as bad or as painful as the first one, and this one's low-key funny as fuck. If you work at fast food, the busiest times are always lunch, which is around 12 to 2 p.m, and dinner, which is like 6 to 8 p.m. This story I'm about to tell happened right after the lunch rush. Like, it wasn't too busy, but there was still a good amount of customers in the restaurant. I remember being in the fryer area, cooking up some chicken, sweeping the floor, wiping down surfaces, you know, just regular job shit. When my break time finally came, I took off my gloves, washed my hands, and right before I headed off to the break room, my manager went up to me and said, yo, if you start barking like a dog right now, I'll give you a free meal. And just a side note, I was cool with this manager, like he's low-key one of the bros, so I didn't really find it weird. After he told me this, I was like, yo, are you dead ass? And he was like, yeah bro, I got you, but you gotta do it as loud as you can though. I was a broke 16-year-old when this situation happened, so the idea of free food, that shit got me hyped. And because of this, I was like, bet. And I barked 3 times, loud as fuck, at the top of my lungs. I turned into prime ISO speed in that bitch, and when I barked, it was near the bagging area where we would put together the items for each order, and this area was near the front counter. So when I barked, a couple of customers gave me some weird looks. And yeah bro, after doing all of that, I secured a free meal, and I'ma say that that was the most juiciest and succulent Ronalds burger meal I've had in my life. Free food is always gonna hit different, listen bro, throughout my 3 years of employment at Ronald's Burgers, there was a lot of ups and downs. Like it definitely wasn't the easiest job. And now that I'm a content creator slash YouTuber, I definitely prefer what I do now over working fast food. Like who wouldn't? Since I got a taste of what it's like to do both at the same time, if I had to answer the question of whether a 9 to 5 or being a content creator is harder, I'd say it just depends on the job and it also depends on what content you're trying to make. Peace.